For the longest time in my life, I've always had one philosophy when trying to learn something new or achieve something that I set my mind off to. It goes against common wisdom, and most may even consider it pure stupidity. But it is what has brought me up to where I am today, and it is something that I live by, and now maybe even die by. They say that it is a bad idea to bite off more than you can chew, but it is exactly by biting off more than I can chew at a time, by taking on a big project in a field that I want to learn, that I managed to learn it. The very concept of creating a game or drawing a webtoon or building a 3D transforming robot is a daunting one, and if you do so choose to follow common advice, you would find yourself waiting for weeks, grinding on smaller tasks, whether it be making a small prototype for a game mechanic over and over again, or making a page of a comic over and over again. And that is inadvertently how you fall into the trap of practice. The people around you tell you that you're not ready for that big project, that you cannot make that game right now, or you cannot draw that comic with your current skill set. And you end up internalizing that advice. You convince yourself that you need more practice, that you need to wait out the grind until one day you get to this arbitrary level of mastery and gain from a superficial someone the permission to work on the project that you actually want to work on. You end up setting off the project that got you into this art in the first place, and you end up finding yourself doing drab studies and practices that, whilst it may help you in the long run, deep down you just know that you cannot go on doing these practices for the next 6 months before you finally get to a certain standard of skill that someone set up. You had a vision, a goal, a dream project that you wanted to make, and what are you even doing if not working on that project? It's not going to be flashy, it's not going to be a masterpiece, it may even end up being a pile of dog shit that looks nothing like what you had in mind before you started. But you made it. You got to work on and complete the one project that you so wanted to. And of course, I won't sugarcoat this. You will be bad at it, and you'll be bad at it for quite a while. Nibbling at the big chunk you bit off is going to take time, maybe even longer than the standard practice route someone set up. But the reward of the journey is not at the destination. It is when you cross the tiny milestones for your grand project and look at your screen or sketchbook in triumph and pride and say, I made that. And I know you want that feeling more than anything. You could sharpen the axe for the next month and maybe get that clean strike to chop down that tree, if you didn't grow tired of sharpening your axe by then, that is. Or you could just start chopping down the tree. There will be rough edges and you will get pricked by splinters, might even cut off a fingertip, but you are guaranteed to get that tree chopped off. The biggest problem with these small practice projects is that they don't scare you nor exhilarate you. They don't invoke any emotion, and the sense of triumph after you're done tackling them is barely noticeable, if any. Humans are creatures of desire. We seek happiness, whether it be intrinsic or extrinsic, and there is nothing wrong in staying true to yourself. When you decide to take on a big project that you actually want to bring to fruition, you are essentially staring down a mountain of tasks and softwares and techniques that you need to hone your skills in. It may look like a lot, and if you do take a moment to think before you dive in, you'll start listing out the difficulties and the impossibilities, but you'll never actually catch yourself saying that this is a futile effort. You almost always have that drive and energy within you to bring this piece of art out to the world. And this is, I feel, the difference between working on a big project as opposed to a smaller one. Completing the baby steps on a beginner project would really only feel like going through a shopping list when you're constantly thinking of that big dream project you so want to work on in the back of your mind. So go on now and start that big project. Just do it. Don't even bother looking up what you need to get started, what softwares are necessary or what skill sets you need to develop. Just start. And then cross the bridges when you get to it. You have to learn anatomy to sculpt that hero character? Better get going to YouTube and start that course then. You have to make a background track for your platformer game? Start cracking at Buscasiol. You have 5 minutes to get started. Oh, what's that? You don't know which programming language to learn? GDScript. Go ahead, no more pondering on it. The more time you spend thinking, the less time you get to spend doing. You don't need practice sessions, you need to see your efforts bearing fruit in real time. And don't take it too far that it becomes the excuse that hinders your progress. I don't need to master GDScript to make this game. I just need to know just enough to start up and rotate this drill that I'm modeling. I just need to know enough so that there will be scripted events for a horror scenario. You don't need to be the next Kim Jong-gi, just get your proportions right. Just do it.